Stop asking girls what is your best sex position. Stop asking them how many body count do you have, how many guys have you dated, da 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 da. Don't ask them all those questions, please, especially on the first date. I've talked about how to approach a girl in public and not be creepy and not look as if you're calling out from somewhere from under the ground like a millipede. We have talked about that. So let's jump into 10 questions that you must ask a girl that you are into, a girl that you are interested in, or your crush.
It helps the speaker lead his audience into the scene he describes by creating an imaginary picture.
If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is PAYONEER and I post relationship content. I also post travel vlogs. I also post mind-blowing tutorials, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're just seeing me for the first time, please do well to subscribe to this channel. A lot of people watch my videos and they do not subscribe. Please subscribe. So yes, let's talk about the 10 most asked questions. That lady that you are interested in, please, there are some questions that you're supposed to ask her, and there are some questions you're not supposed to ask, so that you don't come and be looking as if she will not be like, who is this guy again? When is this food going to finish? Let me be going to my house. What am I doing here? You don't want her to have all those guys. Even the expression of her face will show you that this girl is not enjoying this date. But you need to understand how to make these conversations light. You know, the way that I'm engaging with you like this, can you see what I'm doing? Just having fun, making it light. Just have fun with it. Just be smooth with it. Just learn to be fun, cheerful. It's like, don't be too cheesy. Don't be like but try to be fun at the same time, cool, calm, collected. Trust me, by the end of this video you will know exactly what to do. So when you take a girl out, you don't want her to look, you don't want to ask her a question as if she's on an interview. You get, as if this is a job she needs to get. No, 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 please don't do that. You don't need to ask her with all seriousness, what is your name, where are you from? I hear so your people they shop human being. Don't ask questions like that, please. Don't be serious. Don't be like, people that answer this your name, they don't get head though. Brother, I they do you. Don't be like that, okay? So there are questions and there's how you put in those words and you seem smooth. Whatever type of dates you are going to, please make sure that your first dates, especially when you want to have conversations with this person, please let it be in a place that is not noisy, where both of you can hear yourself. It could be a place where there is activity, but it's either you choose to do the activity first, then get a place to sit down and talk, or have the talk and then go for activity. But I'll always suggest get the activity done first before you go and sit down and talk, because that will lighten the mood. You know, imagine going for all this like indoor sports like in Rufus and Bees here in Lagos, which I'm going to be posting the video of my activities there. Imagine going there and just having fun, and there they also have a sit down area. You just go there, you sit and have conversation with this babe. Trust me, by the time you get into that conversation, the person is already, you have, even with doing that little activity before you guys sit down, trust me, you have known a bit about the person. You get, she has loosened up, she has said, you know, you guys have like, you have yourselves, but you know, we Nigerians, we Africans, we don't even like to do things in a serious way, you know, unless you're one of those guys that like to do things in serious ways. But those activities is something that is very, very nice, very, very good to do before you start dating. This is my own suggestion. Another thing is that what am I here for is to give you good suggestion of how to get that girl interested. Okay, don't go to clubs. I personally, I dislike club. I don't know whether it's the fact that I'm tired of it at this point. So personally, currently, I don't like going to clubs. So you can't hear yourself in places like that. Beach would have been nice. Beach is also nice, okay, if the beach is a place that doesn't have loud music. So if you're going to the beach for your first date, you should go towards that 5 o'clock, okay, and then ease into the evening. Don't go by 10 where everybody, when they are started playing loud music, especially in Nigeria, don't do that. Go around that kind 5, then ease into the evening, soft, nice, and don't be like, oh, they are bring your bikini. Just give her the location, she knows what to do. Okay? Dress in your nice shorts. Bring out your nice pair of leg. Dembaji. Wear a nice pair of shorts, and then just tell her the date is at the beach. Don't say, oh, wear a bikini. Okay? You're already sounding creepy. Don't do that. And then if she asks you what's the vibe, you might be like, oh, maybe we'll sit by the water and then go to a restaurant and eat. Just let her wear the right thing she wants to wear, okay? Let her dress how she wants to wear. Don't give her suggestion. Both of you are not dating yet. It's not your baby yet. When you guys have meet up in this dating location, how do you start? If I'm a guy here, if I don't collect all on a babe, I'm not gonna do. Just be nice and cool with this thing. Don't be in a hurry. Allow the air to flow. Allow the universe to just let it, like a breeze. Easy. So you just wear your like something I'm wearing now, nice printed shirts, your short knicker, your good sandals, or nice shoe, and you just walk in. Hello, hi. Oh, you're looking good. Just pick something on her body to compliment. Decide that is the shirt, is the earring. Oh, this is your earring. Where did you get it from? It's so pick something and give a genuine. In fact, if it's something that you actually like, for me, I don't compliment something that I don't like. Do you get what I mean? If I genuinely like that thing, I will compliment it so that my compliment will be honest. You will feel the fact is from my heart. It's coming from my heart. It's coming from within. So you give her a compliment, and you guys go and sit down. If it's activity place, or what type of activity would you like us to start with, stuff like that, and then you ease into conversation. So let's say it's an activity. You guys have tried basketball, you have tried this, you're like, you see like you are going to be a bad child. You look at you're quite competitive, or maybe you're not competitive. What type of child were you when you were growing up? Did you see what I did there? Did you see? If you're not taking notes, I don't know what you're doing in this class. Be very smooth with your conversation. It doesn't need to be rehearsed. It doesn't need to seem as if it's something you plan, even though you planned it. You know how people are fashionable and they just wear colors. The colors work and it looks as if it's effortless, but a lot of effort have been put into it. That is how dating is like, baby. So you ease into this conversation. That's why I said activity before dinner or lunch. Okay? Sit down by the beach before you go and have food. Okay? That's why you should not go out with hungry girls. That's why you should not go out with a girl on the first date and she's bringing like 30 of her friends to come and spoil your date. It should just be both of you so that, you're getting to know the person. You are seeing all her body language that is not influenced by an external person. Okay? Where were we? So we were at the point where you have looked at her, you're like, oh, maybe it's a competitive person or not competitive. You're like, you seem like you're going to be a naughty child when you were younger, or are you that sure? Are you a last born? And then you ask her, that question have opened, that little shit chat have opened that conversation of what were you like as a child without you being direct about that question. Funny enough, that's our first question. What were you like a child? But you didn't say it that way, did you? You made it fun. So because you made it fun, the girl will just ease into the question, just be like, don't try me. Oh. Like if it's me, I'll be like, as a child, I used to coach my brother's football. And I'm not joking about that. I used to coach my brother's football. I taught them the Okosha, JJ Okosha free kick. They will testify to that. So if it's me, I'll just jump into that conversation of telling you, oh, I used to be very competitive as a child. I used to be this. I used to enjoy playing with my sister. I used to enjoy playing with my brothers, but of course I was the type of girl that loved spending time with my brothers a lot. I played football with them, even though I was also always careful with my eyes. So yeah, I'm just going to jump into that conversation and start telling you how I am, and then you can just ship in like, so you actually thought your brother is this kind of a thing. Really? You were like that. So what does that do? It helps you to understand what type of person the person is as a child. Okay, if you're talking to somebody like me that had a lot of conversation with my brother, you should start understanding that you cannot play a lot of tricks with me, because I do talk with my brothers a lot and I know a lot of guys' tricks. So if it's something that is a girly girl kind of person, you understand that this might be somebody that is very calm, very, in tune with her feminine side a lot. You are understanding her mannerism, you're understanding her character. If it's somebody that have had a lot of emotional trauma growing up, you are able to understand the state of her mind, her mental health. You're able to understand where is her head at this point of her life. Do you get what I mean? You are able to understand fully whether this person have unraveled the emotional trauma from childhood, the PTSD, or she is still passing through that. You'll be able to act accordingly. Do you get what I mean? That if you are smart enough, you should be able to act accordingly, not jumping into trying to be like, why are you difficult with your parents, or why are you hard with your parents? Why are you talking about your dad like that? No. Allow them to talk. Listen. Talk when you can. And as always, when you see that the conversation is easing out, you can chip in about yourself. Okay? It depends on how sweet and nice your own story is. It could be 5 sentences, it could be more. If it's interesting enough, she will ship in questions like, or maybe you're telling her that I played a lot of football. You're like, did you have wounds as a child? How was it like? Did you enjoy it? No. If she's asking more questions and trying to know about your childhood too, you ship it in. As the question begins to dry down, that's when you ease into your second question. Okay? You are now asking her, what's your favorite way to spend the weekend? Again, look at how it goes. You don't just go with, how's your favorite way of spending the weekend right after that question. You're like, maybe, of course, most of these days happen on the weekend, maybe a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're like, oh, did you enjoy? Did you say it's Friday? Like, are you happy coming out today? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. You're like, okay, what's your favorite way of spending the weekend? Did you see what I did there? You have to find a smooth entrance. Like, let it be smooth like butter, like Italian butter. Does Italian have good butter? Italian, I think it's French butter. Look at, so let it be smooth like a butter. You ease into that question, not what's your favorite way of spending the weekend? It's as if it's planned. No. Oga, if you want to start making it look as if it's planned, that's the best time for you to use the restroom. Go and pee. Go back to my video, watch what I'm saying, and go back and play out. If you do the same thing I'm doing, it will not fail. It's in the description. This is something that wouldn't fail. So the smooth easing out. If I'm a guy, if I don't collect all on that paper, I know the joke. So you have to find a good way to ease into this conversation. So as the first one is dying down, you just, oh, today is Friday. Do you enjoy coming out today? You're like, yeah, what would you have been doing? So you're like, what would you have been doing? That's another way to ask how you would have your favorite way to spend the weekend. And what do you have been doing if on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? Do you get what I mean? Like, let it be smooth, conversational, nice, not interview type question. And then she's like, if it's me, I'm like, oh, weekends. Most of the time, I will spend time doing my laundry. After my laundry, edit, maybe. I don't necessarily shoot videos on weekends. I might just go out with friends. You know how Lagos is like that. It's always party back to back. I'm selecting the party that I want to go with this of my friend, or maybe there's still work for me this weekend. I might have to go back to work. She's telling you how she would have spent her weekend. Okay? Again, what does this do? It helps you to know her time, how her time works. What is the best time? Oh, maybe she's telling you, I do laundry on Saturday. That is the time to know that she's at home on Saturday morning. You can send her a bouquet of flowers. You can send her a chocolate at home. I'm such a romantic, hopeless one. Anyway, you can send her something like that. Or if you don't have money, see, this page is not for 5-star living early. If you don't have money, this is a good time to send akara and bread. Trust me. If it's somebody like me, I will appreciate that somebody is even thinking, I don't reject gifts. If you send me akara and bread on Saturday morning, I'm like, oh God, this guy is quite funny. So it's a time for you to know her structure, her timing, what her weekend is. Is she the party animal? Is she somebody that is thinking more about life? Is she becoming more grounded? Is she a homebody? Is she outdoorsy? Is she in body? It's time for you to know this girl. what she does with her weekend, her spare time, speaks a lot about the kind of person she is or becoming. Like me, if it's me, I'll be like, well, before maybe on a Friday, I will go partying, clubbing, but now I don't enjoy clubbing anymore. So I'm more of, let me just stay at home and have good time with myself, Netflix and chill. That could be me saying that. So you're understanding that this girl have enjoyed clubbing and she's like tired of that. She's more serious, she's more grounded, and she's becoming back to earth. She's becoming down to earth. She's easing into herself, becoming her real self or becoming her true self, or trying a new personality that has to do with structure, motherhood, and life. Okay, so that's a good second question. Then you begin to slide into the third question. Again, smooth, butter like, soft. Don't be in a hurry, darling. We'll get there. What is the most memorable trip or adventure you have been on? Do you get what I mean? Please, when I talk about adventure, it's not sex adventure, it's not bed adventure. Please, don't be corny, don't be cocky, don't be creepy. You're talking about the trip she has been to, the adventure she has been on. She's being more open with you. She's telling you what she has experienced. Okay, again, how do we slide into this question? Maybe in that conversation about her weekend, she didn't say anything about travel, or she did, and then you're like, let's say she didn't say anything about travel. You're like, oh, you don't travel, you don't leave your city, you don't leave your city, or you don't travel. And she's either yes or no. If you're somebody that of course added travel in part of the things she do for her weekend, you are sliding in with like, what's your memorable trip you have been on? What the memorable adventure you have been on? The most memorable, tell me about it. You look like somebody that have a whole lot of fun. Did you see what I did there? Like, your story, your what you're telling me about your weekends is so fun. I want to hear more. What is the most memorable adventure you have been on, or trip you have been on? Okay, don't be serious. Actually, you see how I'm talking and I'm smiling. You see right it. I'm smiling. I'm being cheerful with it. I'm being all nice with it. This is the point that you're talking to her with your nice beard or your beardless. You're just talking to her. She's just looking at this cute guy. Talking to her. This is the time to move your body so that your perfume, your perfume go move again. Your perfume go move again, and she's like, "Oh, this guy smells nice." I'm serious. Don't mind that I'm laughing. I'm dead serious. So you're planning, like, you know how you're doing something is effortless, but everything is planned out. You get? You're like, what's the most memorable trip you have been on? Okay. And she's like, oh, she goes to, like, for me, I would be like, oh, I've been to so and so city, I've done this, I've done that, the last time I was in River State, this happened there. I went to so and so town, and everywhere was like waterfront house. I would have loved to live the rest of my life here. Oh, the other time I've been to Togo, I've been to Ghana, I've been to here, and it was so fun. Do you get what I mean? She's telling you about this trip. Whether she's saying it with my tone of voice or she's saying it more calm. What this thing helps you to do is that you learn whether she's the type of person that loves adventure, whether she's the type of person that likes to go places, whether she's the type of person that will enjoy going travel, somebody that will enjoy traveling. It also lets you to understand what is the type of place that attracts this girl. What is it helping you to do now? It's helping you to plan future trips. It's helping you to know maybe her birthday, maybe the next date, what type of trip attracts this girl. Lets you to understand, is she the type of person that just wants to go on an adventure and just hide? There are some people that just like quiet adventure, and there's some people that just like to live life on the edge. People like us, we like to live life. Where is the next zip line? Where is the next? Let's jump from the sky. Let's go skydiving, scuba diving, all forms of diving. And then there's some people that just want to sit by the beach and drink their coffee. That's it. So it lets you to understand what type of person she is, and also makes you to understand what type of life you could plan with her. And above all, it makes you to know where you fit in. Okay, where do I fit in this person's life? Because if she's adventurous, you are not. Am I going to be, is she the type of person that is open to it, or she's not just open to it? Will she fit into my lifestyle at the end of the day? Do you get what I mean? So yeah, very, very important question. You see how I'm planning all these questions so that they are correlated, they are smooth, they look effortless, even though you have put in a lot of effort. We don't want the babe to be like, did this guy rehearse this thing and come here? We don't want that. So I'm thinking that by then you are done with your activities, you are by the pool, or you have started your dinner, maybe first course, your starter or something have arrived, and then you're like, are you enjoying the meal? And she's like, yeah, I'm guessing it's a food date, okay? Even if it's not a food date, from adventure, people talk about food, talk about what they experience. And then from that adventure, like, what type of food do you eat when you travel? I could be like, I've been to Benin. So, did you try their food? Did you see that? So, you're like, asking her, did you try their food in Benin? And you're like, or you have been to Benin Republic, and like, did you try their food? I heard they have good plantain. I heard that they have good sauce. What did you try in Benin? No, she start talking about what she has tried, and she start talking about their food culture, what she has experienced. Oh, I went to Ghana. Ghana jollof is not as good as they said. I've gone to Senegal. Senegal actually have the best jollof, and considering that jollof rice originated from there, their rice was top. You know, she's telling you that, and then you just slide in with, what's your favorite food cuisine? What's your favorite cuisine? Did you see that? So she has started the conversation about food, and you are making it seem as if the next question is coming from what she's saying. It's not as if it's something that you have planned, okay? But it's part of the plan. Do you get that? So you're asking her, what's the cuisine? What's the food cuisine that you like? What's your imagination about food? So she's not telling you, if it's me, I'm telling you my love for pasta. I would like to eat Italian pasta. I would like to go to Italy and try out their pasta. I would like to have gelato in Spain. Spain is the home of gelato, right? Am I right? Yes. So you are talking about gelatos. You're talking about going to US to try out their burger. You're going to Germany to eat all sorts of bread. She's telling you the cuisine she would like to try out. You're like, oh wow, you're having that conversation about food, and you're like, right inside that food situation and conversation is the time you ask whether she knows how to cook. But look at how you do it. You don't say, oh, do you know how to cook? Cliche. We have heard that over and over again. So as she's telling you about the food cuisine she has tried or intend to try, and you're like, did you try to make any of those recipes? Did you see that? You have to be smooth. Slide in. You have to be smooth. You are not asking her, do you know how to cook? Direct question. But when you ask her, oh, you have been to Benin, you have tried their plantain. Have you ever tried to cook any Benin food? Have you tried Ghanaian rice? Ghana, was it Ghanaian or Ghana? Ghana jollof rice recipe. Have you tried that before? Have you tried making an ice cream at home? Have you even tried making gelato at home? Did you see that? You're trying to know. That question is opening up for her to answer more questions about food without being direct. She's telling you about the cuisine she has tried or would intend to try, at the same time answering the question of whether she knows how to cook. Do you get what I mean? So when you have asked her that question, what is she now telling you? She's telling you that, oh, I have not, or yeah, I have tried. I've seen some off YouTube. I've taken some off YouTube and I've cooked them. They were all nice. Or she's telling you, I've not even cooked any of these things before. I don't even know how to light gas. I don't even know how to boil common water. That might also be a good time, if she's smart enough, to also ask you whether you know how to cook. And then you're like, I don't know how to cook too. So how are both of you going to survive? Okay. That's not a problem, Sha. I'm just here to tell you the questions to ask. If it's at that point that both of you realize you don't know how to cook, then you start structuring in your head, how is our relationship going to be like? Because we are going to be eating out a lot, because both of us don't know how to cook. Or if you're the type that loves to cook, you're like, yeah, I've seen my babe that will enjoy eating. Or if she's telling you that she cooks a lot, and you're the type that eats a lot, you're like, yeah, I've seen a girl that likes cooking. Again, that's the time for you to ask questions like, oh, those ones that you made off YouTube, were they nice? Did they come off nice? You're like, yeah. So you're like, oh, how often do you cook in a week? The conversation is opening up for you to ask smart questions. You asking her, how often do you cook in a week? That's not where you are going to. Your intention was to know whether she loves cooking. But you are not asking her, do you love cooking? Do you get? She has told you, I've gotten recipes off YouTube for my travel, or I've gotten recipes off YouTube because I want to try my dream cuisine. And then you're like asking her, oh, how often do you cook in a week? That opens up the answer to the question, do you love cooking? Without you being direct. Because if she's telling you, maybe I don't even cook in a week, or maybe I cook once a month, or maybe she's like, I cook every day, on breakfast, lunch, dinner, I make my own food, and saying it with excitement. That's why you should be attentive. You should be attentive. Body language, tone of voice, look on the face, everything counts, because those tone of voice, body language, mood is telling you the intensity of their emotion towards that thing. It's explaining to you how much is the love. Is it moderate? Is it high? Is it low? Is it non-existent? Do you get what I mean? So when she has told you how often she cooks in a week, you're just like, oh, damn. Are you the type that likes to dance while cooking? What are we trying to ask? What is your favorite music? But again, I'm not like you guys. I'm not going to ask this question direct. I'm not that type of person that wants to ask you that. I'm going to say this thing over and over again in this video. If I'm a guy, I'll collect all of that, babe. All. All of that, babe. She see you, but she don't know how you they move. You're giving this, combination of Terminator slash Brad Pitt kind of move. You're moving. They're seeing you coming, bad guy. But so you're like, oh, are you the type that likes to play music while you are cooking? You're trying to know whether the type of music you like, but you're not being asking the cliche, what's your favorite music? And she's like, oh, I don't like to play music, I like to focus. You're like, oh, really? But what type of music do you like, actually? And she's like, oh, I like this type of music. Or she's like, anytime I'm cooking, I have a whole playlist. Some people can also tell you, I don't play music while cooking, but I enjoy listening to the music. It depends on the kind of way that person communicates. She might either be like giving you the answer, or maybe you have to still ship it in of, you don't play music while you're cooking. That might be boring. Do you even enjoy music at all? Did you see how I did that? Okay, so you're asking her, that would be boring when I cook. Okay, I enjoy playing music. You're telling her about yourself now in between that, and you're like, personally, I love Michael Jackson. Do you? Do you get what I mean? You're telling her, oh, I love to play Rema song. I have this playlist, and she's telling you, oh, I have this playlist. As you are asking this question, you are shipping in about yourself smoothly and allowing her to talk. Do you get what I mean? So if she has answered the question about her food, talked about music, do you even realize that favorite music is number 5 question? Yeah. See what I did there? Smooth. That moves you into the 6th question. Look at how fun this whole process is, because we are doing it in a way that is smooth. I'm not sitting down here telling you, number 1, do this, number 2, do this. We are making it conversational, and this is what I expect you to do. Don't go and form my hand. Don't go and say, oh, the person that I listen to, or the person that I watch a video on YouTube is Folashade Oringo, and they are asking you, what did you learn? I'm teaching you smooth. How to be a high value man in a smooth way. Okay. So the 6th question, okay, you are going to be asking her, what is she passionate about? Okay, what is her passion? But look at how we are going to do it, because we stopped at music. Okay, she's telling you how she is passionate or not passionate about music. Let's say she's passionate about music and she's telling you, oh, I like so song. I create playlists. I do this. And you're like, what? Really? You do all these things? That's so good. So what are you passionate about apart from music? Did you see that? You have plateaued from the soft, nice questions. Okay, this is the point. Maybe in dinner you have gotten to the middle of eating your main, and it's getting to that point where she is full. Both of you are getting full, but you are not there yet. There's still space. You have had a lot of activity. You have just relaxed. Like there is no way she's not relaxed at this point. It's the time you start hitting into the deep question. The time is going down. If you're at the beach, it's becoming 7ish, 7:30ish in PM. Do you get what I mean? If you are in a restaurant having dinner, this is the time we're at our main. After our activities of the day, we have started our dinner or lunch, and the food is going well. Or you're at a wine tasting or whatever activity you choose for your dating. We get to that point where everything has become fun. You are sliding into more serious questions, and you are taking music as a way to get into that question. She's telling you how passionate she is about music, how she creates playlists, and you're like, wow, you're so passionate about music. Oh my goodness, what things are you passionate about? Can you tell me? Or she's not passionate about music. It doesn't matter. She's not passionate. It's like it seems as if you don't like anything about music. What else do you like? What are you passionate about if you're not passionate about music? Did you see what I did there? It doesn't matter whether she's passionate about music. Don't come to my comment section and say, I talked to her about music. I did not see how to enter the other conversation. No. I'm giving you how to enter the conversation. If the music side is not working, slide into what she is passionate about through that same music. She's not passionate about music. So what are you passionate about? What this help you to do is that at that point, you are looking like somebody that wants to know her. Do you get what I mean? It's not as if you brought her out to just have a nice time and whatnot. So when are you coming to my house? Nigerian people best English. No. Or what is their best exposition? No, you are having nice conversation and the conversation is going well. You are beginning to ask more serious questions. What are you passionate about? Oh, she's telling you about how she's passionate about her YouTube channel, how she's trying to create more content, how she's trying to ace that next big job, how she's trying to write for this promotion at her job, how she's putting in the effort for this. Oh, she has a charity organization and she's putting in her time. I'm currently writing a book. If it's me, I'm currently writing a book. I'm putting effort in my YouTube channel. I'm pushing it in real life. I'm doing this. She's telling you about her passion. You could see it in her face that this passion is there. She's telling you about her what she is doing that she enjoys, and you're like, yeah, oh yeah, oh, know when to put in those cues. Yeah, really, that's good. You have done that. Wow, this is what you're passionate about right now. You want to do this. Oh, that is so nice. You are putting in that cues, those light software. You can even ship in, oh, she's telling you, oh, I've put in effort in my YouTube channel. I'm like, you could be like, oh, YouTube doesn't work for me, but I'm currently doing this or that, and still keep it smooth in a way that she can ease back into where she stopped with her conversation. You get what I mean? So at the time that you are done with that conversation, we are sliding in next into our seventh question, which is, what is your biggest accomplishment? Why you are asking her this and how you should ask it is, you have to put it in a way that it relates to what she's talking about, her passion. So she's talking about her passion, how she's passionate about her YouTube and whatnot, and you're like, wow, this is wonderful. So what is your biggest accomplishment? Because it seems as if you're doing a lot right now. You're doing a whole lot of things which are so nice. So what is your biggest accomplishment? Did you see what how I'm putting this question? So you're giving her compliments. You're making it nice. You're making it good. You're not just talking. You're not just asking her question back to back. As she has talked about her passion, out of that passion, what is your biggest accomplishment? Then you allow her to talk about the accomplishments, whether it relates to her current passion or not. So she could be like, she's passionate about her NGO or starting out one. She's passionate about her YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're doing something great. You're doing so well for yourself. And then you're asking her, what's your biggest accomplishment? It shows that you want to know the journey. You want to know where she's coming from. You want to know what she has done, what she has achieved, how she has achieved it, why she has achieved it, what is going on. Do you get what I mean? So you're trying to know these things. She's telling you what she has accomplished, and she's telling you, I've been able to write a book, I've been able to do this. It's also a good time for you to ship in one or two things that you have done for yourself. You're like, oh my goodness, this reply, what this thing that you just said now just remind me of 2 years back when I did so and so. Do you get what I mean? It's not, you have done this thing. Me too, I've done this thing. No, you're like, oh, wow, wonderful. This thing you just said reminds me of. Did you see that? So you are sliding into that conversation, talking about yourself, allowing her to talk about herself too. As she's talking about this, her biggest accomplishment, you are moving into your eighth question, which is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So how do we move into this question without looking rehearsed? Okay, she's talking about her accomplishments. You're doing this, you're like, oh my goodness, you have achieved a lot. Where do you see all these things in the next 5 years? Did you see that? It's not where do you see yourself? Am I, come on, it's not an interview, darling, it's a date. So at this point, I'm assuming it's time for drinks. Maybe the wine has come in, a nice mocktail, cocktail, whatever tail you guys are having. The evening is easing out smoothly. You're becoming serious at the same time, becoming smooth about it. So you're asking her, where do you see this whole thing in the next 5 years? You're trying to know where you fit in into that future. If it's something you can help with, if it's something that ties into your life, if it's something that works with your own plan. Do you get what I mean? You're asking her where she's telling you, oh, this is the time you know whether she's interested in being a wife and a mother. You know whether she has interest in you, whether she has plans of moving out of the country, moving out of your site, moving out of the state. This is the time you get to know her nearest future, her plans for the nearest future. So what are we asking? She are asking her about her plans for the next 5 years, and she's like, oh, my plan for the next 5 years is just to grow big on YouTube. My plans for the next 5 years is for me to reach more people, for my NGO to grow. Oh, my plans for the next 5 years is to get that job. Oh, I'm even planning to relocate. You're like, hey, which country? They're like, oh, I've not really picked a country. I'm just working on that. You're trying to know where it suits you. And that's a good question to ship in your own goals without being like, me too, you're going to Germany, me too, I'm going to US. No. No. You're like, oh, will you be open to other countries, like say US? Did you see that? Now you have mentioned the country that interests you without being like, bye-bye. So if she's like, oh, US is one of the countries that I'm looking at, yeah, it's good, I might consider that, but I don't see any headway of getting there because I don't know how I will get there. Or she's telling you, I don't like US for anything. Like, even if they dash me the visa, I will not go. You should know that this person is not interested. Or you might try again to see if it's something that she's saying because she doesn't have a means of getting there. Do you get what I mean? So this is the time you know her plans, how she intends things to be. You have asked serious questions. You have asked nice questions. So you are moving into your ninth question, which you know here in Africa, we know they use God play, we know use church play. So how do you ask that question as she's talking about her 5 years plan? You're like, you could be like, all this thing that you're saying, are you putting it in prayers? Are you talking to God about it? We are going into spiritual belief without being spiritually believing. Do you get what I mean? We are not asking her straight up, what is your spiritual belief? So she might be telling you, this is my plan. Oh, I want to travel. This. My plan for YouTube. You're like, are you putting all this thing in prayer? Or maybe you are a juju man. You've been and say you don't visit Okija shrine. You don't visit Okija shrine. Maybe we know how they go about that for you. You get what I mean? Maybe you fit blow. So you're asking that question without being straightforward about spiritual belief. And she's like, oh, I do pray a lot. What church do you attend? Did you see that? You don't need to be like, what's your spiritual belief? You can be asking this question in a conversational way. That is might be the points that her drink has finished. Should we get you one more? And she's like, oh yeah, anyway, do you go to church? Do you get what I mean? Like, just nice, airy, like nothing serious. Don't come back here and tell me say the babe no greed. That girl has to greed. That relationship has to work. You have to take it to its permanent side. So you're asking her, oh, do you pray about it? She's like, yeah, I do pray about it. What church do you attend? I attend so and so church, Streams of Joy International. We are the NSPPD people. What God cannot do does not exist. You're like, yeah, what God cannot do does not exist. You know, it might be your own kind of person. She's like, yeah, I do pray. I'm of the yeah. He says, Zion, we move. Zion, we move. On our food. What do they say again? On our Lord, go. So it might turn out to be somebody that's your church member, your belief member, or maybe I don't know what's the church that Seraphim people say. You be like, cha. You know, whatever it is that works for you guys. So she's telling you about her belief, and you guys are like, oh really? How often do you pray? How often do you go to church? What? Okay, so you are trying to know her. You are trying to know her beliefs, and she's telling you, well, I do attend so. Yeah, do your parents also attend that same church with you? Did you see that? It's not what church do you attend. What church do your parents attend? Just they form my hand. That's not how to do it. And she's telling you about where she attend. You're like, oh, does your parent attend that same church? You say, no, I was actually born in Anglican church. You can slide that conversation, move it around as you want, depending on how much information you want to get from there, how long the parents attended it for before they move. Even from that same belief, you can get where the parents live or what their intention. You can get a little lot out of that. But if you want to move on to another question, you can just be like, oh, are you the kind of person that would attend? Let me say you yourself. She attends Streams of Joy, and then you are Zion, okay? And then she's telling you, oh, she attends Streams of Joy. You feel like, really? Okay, that's good though. But have you heard of like Zion? You might make it for be like we are people. Would you like to attend? You know, like make it fun and then talk about your own stuff. She's like, no, I can't follow anybody to their own church, or maybe are open to. Maybe she'll be like, I can't follow anybody to their own church. I say, really? So what are your deal breakers? Did you see that? Or she might even be like, it's not a problem. Say, wow, that you are somebody that will accept this easily. Like, I like that about you. What is your deal breakers? You're making it a conversation. That is what you should get out of this video. If you're not writing these things down, I'm saying it again, what are you doing? Make it a conversation, okay? Make it nice and smooth. Let it not be the interview type question. Let it not be planned. Let it not be expected. Let it just flow. Let there be a flow, connectivity. Let the questions relate with each other. Take your time. Weigh your words. I'm not saying you should not be yourself, but this is somebody that, you're asking questions. Maybe it's your first date, second date. Be careful. Know what you're saying, because you are trying to get information, vital information that will lead you to the next step. It will help you to know where you're heading with this person. So you're trying to know the non-negotiables. What are your deal breakers? She's telling you, I will never do this. I don't like a man that does this. I don't like. In your head, you are calculating which one will be your fault, which one will they do, which one will they do. From that same non-negotiables, deal breakers, you are able to ask more questions as much as you want. Trust me. As she's telling you this, you might be like, oh, she's telling you my deal breaker is that any guy that does not call me after 3 weeks is over. Like, oh really? Oh, what if? So your deal breaker now is communication. If you break down in communication, you're out of the door. It's like, yeah, why won't you call me? Blah, blah. Say, what if I have school work? What if I have work? I'm always at work. I have school. Look at how my school timing runs. What if I send you a text? Does text suffice as communication for you? You are trying to know the person. You are trying to know if she sees text message as communication. And you always be like, oh, sometimes if I don't talk for some while, that means I'm just in a tight corner, maybe I'm passing through things. And then she's like, what do you mean by you're passing through things and then you're not communicating? That one is not love now. You're understanding that this person values communication above everything. And then you begin to negotiate. Where is our sweet point with this communication? What is the sweet spot for you? Where do I come in and it will be okay for you? If I send a text, does it work? In the middle of my crisis, if I just give you a quick call, like a 1 minute call, I'm busy, I'm going to talk to you soon, maybe not today. Does that suffice? You're trying to know this person better. You're trying to like have a communication. See if within the deal breakers, there are some things that could be bent. Okay, so you are trying to know that. And then as that conversation is going on, you're like, wow, these are all the deal breakers you had. And then at the 10th question, in the middle of her explaining her deal breakers, what she like and she doesn't like, what she doesn't, you're like, madam, the way where you they go like this, what do you think about intimacy? Did you see that? Because at the point of deal breaker, why I left the deal breaker as number 9 and putting the intimacy at number 10 is that at that point, we are all relaxed. We have talked about a lot of things. We have opened up about a lot of things. And when it comes to deal breakers and what people do not allow or what do they tolerate or they are non-negotiable, people are more open. People are more open to talking. They have a lot of things to say. I cannot tolerate this. I will not allow this. I will not allow this. This thing doesn't work. A man that doesn't do one this one that, no 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 no. I'm not. I love a man that do this. As they are being chatty, as they are being vocal, as they are expressing themselves, right in between, you find that sweet time. As she's telling you, I don't like this. This one that you are now, you seem very, you have a lot of things to say. Okay, fine. What do you now think about intimacy? Since you don't like this, you don't like. What do you think about intimacy? What do you think about intimacy? And she's telling you, this is that. Again, be mindful of being compared. I'm comparing this with that. We don't want that. So listen, even when they're talking about their intimacy, whether they love sex, how much sex they tolerate in a relationship, how they want it, where they want it, how adventurous they are, or whatnot, be attentive. Be attentive because that is the point you understand the kind of partner you are with. You might even from that conversation know how deep or what type of sex life they have had, are going to have, or will still have. What type of sex life are you willing to give as a partner? You are listening. Be mindful of people that compare. So on my ex, this one. You don't want that. So there's a lot of things that you can get from intimacy without you making it about sex position or making it about all these creepy questions guys ask. So when you're done with intimacy, you're like, oh wow, I'm going to give you some bonus questions. So when she's done with telling you about intimacy, you're like, oh really? That's good. So is this, now we are looking at getting her to come out more often. You're like, oh, I've had so much fun. Is this something that you would like to do again? Did you see what I did there? After intimacy, it's not your time like you say, okay, hop into my car, let's go home, let's go and start practicing. I don't have words for you. Don't do that. So it's not that time that you start doing creepy things. So when you talk about intimacy, you're like, oh really? Is this something I really, really enjoyed myself? I enjoy chatting with you. I enjoy talking to you. Is this something that you would like to do again? This is the point some girls expect you to be stupid. This is the point some girls expect you to do naughty things. And when you don't do that, you increase your value 1,000%. Okay? She's like, wow, I was expecting, like in her mind, she'll be like, this is a conversation I'm expecting you to start talking rubbish. At this point, you're telling her, no, I enjoyed your company. Is this something we could do again? And she's like, yeah, well, I'd like to see you again, blah, blah, blah. Did you see how this whole dating process go? This is the time you are asking for the check. Pay and go home. Don't do that thing that is in your head to come and start asking what's your favorite sex. Just if I were to be a guy and I'm talking about intimacy, I'm going to do it in such a way that it seems as if I myself am not interested. If she's not asking, I will not answer. Yeah. So if she's not asking, what about you? I'll put in those cute, soft, smooth words. Okay. Oh, you like this? Oh, really? Oh, mm, I think I could do that. It's something that I could do. Do you get what I mean? But I'm not going to tell you anything if you're not asking. Take it from me, I'm a woman. Those kind of suspense makes dating interesting. When a woman is expecting you to do what every other guy will do and you're not doing that. When I mean not like you being nice. You get what I mean? Like all those creepy cliche things that men do. You are not doing that. At the point where the ovation is high, you just take a bow and leave. Oh my goodness. She'll be the one going home to tell her friends that she has hit a jackpot. She'll be the one telling, like, she'll be looking out for your calls. She'll be looking out for your text message. She'll be looking out for when will you reach out to her because you have grabbed her attention. You have, at the point when she's expecting, let's go from intimacy to talking bullshit, you just withdraw. Do you get what I mean? At that point, Oga, with that last question of, I enjoy this conversation with you, I enjoy meeting you, you're such a nice girl. Do you think this is what you would like to do again? At that point, huh? You have hold her like this, like this, like this. I'm not going to say anything. Please try and watch the videos that are that are showing on your screen, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to see you on another mind-blowing video, okay? Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.